Alright, so this portion of the video we're going to focus on the parts. Man, how much is going to cost you to repair this LG front load wash machine? Alright, so right now we're on the Sears website. Man, we're going to dive into this part portion of the video. We're going to start off with the cabinet, which includes like your control panel, your control board. From just looking at the image here, hopefully you guys can see that as well. You have your door latch, you have your door frame, you have your clamp. So these are just like the cabinet and control assembly. So now you're gonna see how much this stuff costs, right? So when you purchase an appliance, there's so many things that you got to look to. You don't want to just look on how much you're gonna pay for it. You want to check these things out, man. Like when they do break, how much it's gonna cost you. And this is where we come in, because we help you with that information. All right, so let's dive into this joint. Let's see what we got. First thing they have here, let's scroll up. You have the magnet door plunger. Right, so that's the plunger that allows your door to separate so that you can get fresh air into the wash machine. You're looking at 1959. The tub bearing, we don't purchase those individual bearings and put those in. If we're gonna put the bearings in and you need new bearings, then we'll just order the whole entire drum, the whole entire tub, the rear tub, but we'll let you see that as well. So in the front of your wash machine, you have the gaskets or the clamps, right? So this is where your boot seal or the gasket around it, around the lip of the wash machine, there's a clamp that goes around it. So you want to make sure that is on there securely. You want to make sure that's on there tight. Sometimes that can cause your wash machine to leak water. You can see the stains on the front part of the machine where you start to see it, where it start to like either rust a little bit, or you can see the water spots on it. So those are a couple things that you can see there. The clamps are really cheap, $18.49 and $13.09. If you happen to need a clamp, again for this example, our labor is $150. If you need a helper, it's $60. For like drums and tubs, we're charging at least $200 for that. So if you need a clamp, especially the one in the front, that one is a lot easier. So you're talking about what, $50 for the part. Labor, you're talking about $150. So you're roughly talking about at least about $200. Washer dispenser hose. Again, these hoses sometimes can get a hole in it, it can get punctured. It doesn't happen often, but it can happen. Same thing for these hoses that you see here as well. This is the plunge that goes into the hose right here where you're trying to drain out the filter, right? So that you need that is $3.09. All right, different bellows. You have the tub light, right? So these machines are smart enough where they have lights incorporated in them now, so you can press the light button so you can actually visually see what's going on inside of the wash machine. But if you happen to need a light, it's not like in a traditional light bulb where you go ahead and unscrew them and plug them in. You're talking about $26.79. Roughly, again, you're gonna spend about $50 for the part, $150 for the labor, so you're talking about at least $200. The lights are pretty durable. They're not that defective. They don't go bad that often. But if you happen to need it, that's what you're gonna spend. Washer water inlet valves. So this is where the water valves come in. Pretty common issue with LG wash machines. They tend to leak. So that's one. It's either going to leak whether you have the machine on or not. They can get clogged up like any other machine where it lowers the water pressure that comes in. You can also look inside the owner's manual that teaches you how to clean the filter if they do get clogged up. But if you happen to need this part, right now you're getting it for $59.89 and that's on sale. But we're talking about at least $100 for that part, $150 for the labor. You're talking about $250. All right, springs, whatever, not a common issue. The cold water valve, not a common issue, but it can go bad. It can be defective. It can also leak. But it's normally the cold water one that goes bad because it has multiple valves on it. If you can see, this one has one. The cold water has about 3. So one could be for the main wash, one could be for a pre-wash, one could be for the bleach. Sometimes they have another one for the steam. So it all depends on the model and how much it does. The more it does, it seems like the more defective it becomes. So you can see here, this is your rotor, right? So you got your tub and your rotor. So let me hit either one of these so you can actually see. So this is the part that's covered for the 10 years. Right now you're looking at $185.59, right? They're saving you at least about $200 for this particular part. And this is the motor. Right, so this can be defective, this can be bad, it can cause the machine not to spin, it can short out. The sensor is on top of this, but like I said, you can purchase the sensor separately. Right, that's not going to cost you much money there. So let's roll. See what else we might have. Even though it has multiple, because I don't see that in there, I might just probably just rock with what they have. As far as the different sections, it looks like it's just giving us all the parts at the same time. All right, your washer outer tub. Again, you see the outer tub, so this is the front tub. Well, what can happen is when the tub is breaking, which is the tub that you put your clothes in, if it's defective or broken, it actually pushes itself to the forward, it pushes itself forward, right? And it rubs on the gasket, so you can see that the gasket is starting to rip and has holes in it, and it also rips holes inside the front tub. So if you happen to need that, you're looking at 303. All right, so you're talking about a part that's going to probably cost you at least 400 bucks. Labor, you're looking at 100, no, I would say 200 bucks. So you're talking about at least 600 to about 700 bucks to replace this outer tub if you need it. All right. Your washer door frame, not a common issue. Counterweight, it's not a common issue there as well. So let's see what else it has. Cabinet assembly, not a common issue. You don't really need that. Doesn't go bad that often. You have bolts and assemblies there as well. Plate, top, covered. Washer hinge or bracket. The hinge could be defective. Let me see what type of hinge is this. Is this the common one? No, that's not it. It's just, nah, that's not it. So let's see what else we got. Not common, but let's see. Let's get back to where we was. All right. So here's the filters. I missed those. The water filter screens, you can buy those separately, $6.19. Buy that stuff yourself, man. It's not difficult. Make sure that you turn off your the water before you start doing anything like that. Your dispenser assembly, right? So you're looking at that. That's $121.74 if you need your dispenser. So it looks like all the parts are incorporated in one, even though it has different sections. So your dispenser, if you need a dispenser, it has a hole in it, it's cracked. You're talking about at least 200 for that part, 150 for the labor. You're talking about 350 bucks. All right. So I don't want to miss anything. Pressure switch, air chamber, not common. Washer vibration sensor. Not a lot of issues with that. I think they're starting to incorporate a lot of different things. So when they start doing these sensors, it's going to lead to a lot more issues. So never had to replace one of those, but if you happen to need it, we're going to charge you 100 bucks. Labor 150. Talking about 250 bucks. Handle $19.89. Spider. That's the bracket that's on the back of the tub. But you can purchase the whole entire tub assembly. But if you need a spider, you're talking about at least, I would say on this, 300 bucks, labor 200, you're going to spend 500. All right. PCB, that's the main control board. You're looking at $218.69. So when we're talking about that, you're talking about that part, 300 bucks, labor 150. So you're talking about 450. And for the spider, it's best to just get the whole tub. And remember, the tub has a 3-year warranty. All right. So check out the warranty portion of the video so you'll know what's covered and what's not. Harness, screw, legs, knob, base, gasket. So this is the gasket, the tub gasket, $49.11. Pretty common issues where it can get punctured, the hole, the gray gasket, or the rubber that sits in the machine. Of course, remember, leave the door open to give it fresh air. You want to clean it periodically. You can clean it with bleach and water, but you want to dilute the bleach. You don't want it to be too strong, but you want to clean that periodically, man. So that's gonna help you. All right, cap cover. Let's see what else they got. Cap, softener. So some of the parts they don't have as far as a picture, but like I said, this is the washer outer front tub. We talk about that depending on which one you need. The front tub, that's $90.39. Not a common issue, but if you happen to need that. So maybe the one that I showed you first was the rear tub, and this one is the front because it says that. So all right, my bad. We'll make it work. Let's see what else we got. Hinges, if you need hinges, $63.73. $100 for the hinges, $150 for the labor, 250 bucks. All right. You got different PCB board assembly, $121.74. Your washer drain pump assembly, right? More than likely you used to purchase the drain pump separately. It's a common issue for LG drain pumps to be defective. For some reason, they wear down a lot. so I have to replace those. We even keep those stock in our truck, but I'm just letting you know that the drain pump assembly, $150, $149. You're talking about $200 at least for this part. Labor $150. You're talking about at least $350. So roughly between $350 and almost $400 depending on it. Here's the motor rotor. This is going to be covered under the 10-year warranty. Is $123.89. So they're saving you that money. All right. So the only thing you're responsible for is the labor. Pressure switch, water level switch, not a common issue, doesn't go bad, it's not that defective. But if you need it, it's $25.67. That's really cheap. Water dispenser trays, again, you could take your dispensers apart, put them together, clean them up. But if you need the individual trays, $16.79. Order that stuff yourself. The drain pump filter that you can clean out and take out yourself. Check out the functions and features. We break it down for you to show you how to really clean that. All right, but if you need that, that's what that is. Your spin tub, right? So this is the whole tub that you put your clothes in. You can actually see that $262.49. Like I said, they're saving you about $300. All right, a lot of bread. Suspensions, your suspensions can wear down. They can get old. You're talking about at least $49.09. I'll say it's probably about $75 a piece, close to $100 if you want to be. If they want to make them $100 a piece, if you need one, or you need, sometimes it's 3 or 4 depending on the model. So you're talking about at least $250, $225 to about $250 depending on what it is that you need. Door assembly, not a common issue, but if you happen to need a door, $400 at least for the door. Labor $150. You're talking about $550. Heating assembly, I probably had to replace maybe one of these in like 10 years. They don't really go bad. Not a common issue. They might leak before they go bad. Your drain pump, your drain hose, right, that allows the machine to drain the water out. You're talking about $47.59. One of the common issues that does happen is it can develop like an odor and a smell inside the drain hose. So you want to clean that filter periodically. You want to clean your machine every 30 days, right? So you can do that. But sometimes there's odor inside the drain hose, and if the drain hose is leaking, or it's not, it has a punctured hole in it because it's leaking, or it's clogged up, sometimes you can clean it out, or it's defective. It's $47.59, $100 for the part, $150 for the labor. So you're talking about at least $250. All right, so let's rock. See what we got. Let's see, they got a dispenser in here. You can see the pictures of the dispenser, water valve, and all this stuff. We went through all this, man. So this is just the parts portion of the video. Most of the parts are available. That's the one thing about LG. They cycle a lot of their components into the same appliance. They just upgrade it and design a little bit better, man. But outside of that, this is it, man. We in the parts portion of the video. We finishing up with the parts portion of the video. We give you our grade when we get to the parts portion of the video and tally exactly how much you're gonna be spending on average to repair this appliance. Your boy Richie Rich, I'm out of here, man. Peace.